Oh, Donald the duck. Oh, Donald Duck. Sorry. I just waved by it and that's a yes of the camera shaking. We're going to Africa now. There it is. I think this is the one that I'm most excited for. Oh, there's some animals over here too. I want to see. Oh, look at it. Oh man, there's two of them. Okay.
They're so cute. You see it?
These are the possible animals, all of them, well not all of them, but majority of them that we will see today on the safari.
Everyone is seated.
That's how they sound
On the right.
And as we say here, in Harambe, Twende, which means let's go. Jumbo friends, my name is Curtis. I'm going to be your safari guide today. I do have a few safety things I want to go over before we get started. I do ask that you remain seated at all times, as well as keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the vehicle. I highly encourage taking pictures. You're more than welcome to pictures and videos. I just ask that you hold onto those cameras extra tight, just because if we were to drop it, we can't stop. But we are going to make a quick pit stop here for the warden to allow us on the ride path. In the meantime, while we wait, do I have any first-time riders today?
Yes.
All right, hello, I see multiple hands. Me too. Do we have any birthdays?
Me too.
All right, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Also hear a few birthdays, but that light is lit, so we are good to go. We are going to start our journey off today in the Little Aturi Forest, and here you're going to find the more quiet and shy animals throughout the day. They like to hide in the trees a lot to keep to themselves, so make sure you're looking back as far as possible just to see what all you can find.
I love this water. What is it? Hold you?
On the right-hand side, you're immediately going to see an okapi. Now, the okapis look like zebras, yes. However, they're actually related to the giraffe. They both have similar jaw structures as well as prehensile tongues. And that prehensile tongue, they use it kind of like a fork. It just allows them to grab onto the leaves a little bit easier as they're eating. They also, at one point in time, were known as the unicorns of the forest because of their rarity. Putting that prehensile tongue uses. So you guys are in the truck sitting up a little bit higher than I am. So if you do end up seeing something throughout the day that I may not see, shout it out, let me know. I'd love to hear your participation. But it looks like over on the left there's a black rhino laying over there. Now, they are the smaller of the two species here on the reserve. Only have about 3,000 pounds. Unfortunately, they are endangered due to poaching. Some poachers believe their horns for medicinal purposes. They don't. They're made of keratin, which is what makes up your fingernails and your hair. But also, they have a prehensile lip, which is why their jaw and snout comes to a point. So they're going to use that just like the horn to eat the leaves. But coming up, I do see a greater hoodoo as well as a bongo. Now the bongos are the coppery brown colored animals. The greater hoodoo are the beigey colored animals, but there's a bunch of them. But if you notice, they both have that white striped pattern on their backs. That's a camouflage mechanism. It's meant to look like the sun shining through the tree trunks. Is that greater hoodoo going to walk in front of us? Maybe not. These animals will literally look you in the eyes, my friends, and walk in front of you. They do not care. That camouflage mechanism is meant to look like the sun shining through the tree trunks, so that just allows them to hide a little bit easier. But the bongos specifically are known as the ghosts of the forest, so you can now officially say, my friends, you've seen the ghost in Animal Kingdom. But that black and white bird over on your left, that is a saddle-billed stork. Excuse me. They actually mate for life, so the partner is around here somewhere, and they'll be together for the rest of their lives. But they have a wingspan of about 9 feet with fully stretched wings. It is the width of the canopy above you. As well as they can also be about 5 feet tall. But we have now made our way into the Sapi River, and the Sapi River is going to be where you'll find the more aquatic life throughout the day. If you take a look in the water on your right, you'll see a hippo down there. Now, hippos do spend primarily most of their day in the water. They look like large potato rocks. They're very cute. And then, because they spend the day in the water, they are very great swimmers. However, they cannot go very fast because they are relatively heavy animals. They actually run along the bottom of the river when traveling just to move a little bit faster. And they can hold their breath up to about 8 minutes at a time before coming up for air, which I personally think is a cool birdie trick that I'm a little jealous of. But you'll also notice some pink-backed pelicans over on your left as well, who also, just like the storks, have a wingspan of about 9 feet. And these pelicans, the male pelicans, get their pink color during mating season. As well as, when a pelican wants to cool down when they're a little overheated, they will take their entire spine and put it up into their throat. I will repeat that. They will take their entire spine and put it up into their throat. I don't understand how that works, but it happens. It looks a little interesting to say the least at first if you don't know what's happening, but I promise, everything's fine. They're just trying to cool down. So if you look in the back by the rocks, you're going to see some more hippos down there, including the baby hippo with the baby mama. Her name is Greta. She was just born within the first few months of July. Or, excuse me, first few weeks of July. She's literally the cutest thing I have ever seen in my life. But we must move forward. We have a lot of other fun things to see. And just a general safety reminder, we are about to head over a bridge, so remain seated for me. There are some Nile crocodiles down there on your left. And they are very hungry. Now the Nile crocodile are going to use their strong, powerful bites out, crush them up in their prey as they're eating, just to make that all graph is done with us for them. As well as in a single sitting, they can eat up to about half of their body weight, which I am personally jealous of because I love to eat. But their plate ranges anywhere from like a small antelope all the way up into a zebra. If you ever see them out on land with their mouths open, they're just trying to cool down as well. When they do that, the hot air is going to escape, the cool air is going to go in, circulate through, and help regulate their body temperature. And as we come around here, you'll notice a massive tree on your right. That's a Baobab Tree. Now it holds all of its water in its trunk, which is why it's so big. It can hold up about 10,000 gallons of water at one time. You'll notice some holes in the sides. A lot of times in the drought periods, animals sink their horns or their tusks into the tree for the water to come out so that they can stay hydrated in the heat. Which is what helps to give that tree the tree of life, which is the same tree you'll find in the center of the park here in Animal Kingdom. So that being said, are we all staying hydrated today?
Yes.
Trying.
Trying. I heard a yes, no, and a trying. A mixture of all three. Make that a yes, friends. Stay hydrated.
Make that a yes.
The water at Merchant's little cup of ice water is free. Just letting you know that now. I didn't say that. But we're now in the savannah, and here you're going to find the more popular animals, fan favorite animals throughout the day. My personal favorite are also, they live in this area, and they're actually this little springbuck over there. They are small little antelopes. They are up to about 3 feet tall. They look like s'mores. I think they're the cutest thing I've ever seen. They get their name because when they get scared, they jump up repeatedly about 6 feet. They also do a prancing motion called pronking, to which they will reach about 13 feet forward and 6 feet in height. I highly suggest going home and looking it up. Your life will be forever changed. It is the cutest thing I have ever seen. But I will also let you know now. I heard someone say giraffe. Yes. The guide above you says reticulated giraffe, which we have on Disney property. They're just found specifically at the Animal Kingdom Lodge. Here on the reserve, we have the Maasai giraffe, and I'll explain the difference as we go around, but just keep that in mind. But on your left, you'll see some African wild dogs over there under that rock formation. Now, they are also known as the painted dogs because of their colorful coat, and they have a 90% success rate when hunting. They tend to chase their prey till their prey drops from exhaustion. I don't like to run, so that's a lot for me.
Fun
but
fact?
they are very
They
great
eat the
at what
prey's
they do.
life. They don't
They
wait till it
also
dies.
can't bark, so they communicate their chirping noise, which I think is actually very cute.
Like foxes?
And you'll notice some sable antelopes over here on the left, all the way in the back by the trees. They may look familiar. They are the symbol of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve here, so they are on a few of the signs out in the village. They're the symbol because of their bravery. 100% of the time in a fight or flight situation, they're going to choose to fight. You notice their horns point backwards. That's a defense mechanism. It helps to prevent predators jumping on the rocks. They're also sable brown, which is how they get their name. But like I said, we're coming up on some more spring line, which, again, pronking. Please look it up. You will thank me later. And as we're coming around on the giraffe, the baby giraffe is also out. He was born June 10th, and he's that small young thing over there behind that tree. But as we get closer, you'll notice the patterns. The lines are a lot more jagged of edges. They're not as crisp or clean of lines. That's the difference between the reticulated and the Maasai. The reticulated giraffe have that more cookie cutter pattern to them that we all know and love, whereas the Maasai do not. And you can see those ones back there are putting that prehensile tongue to use, just like the okapis were earlier. That's tongue up to about a foot in length. And their spots work just like our fingerprints do. So no two patterns are the same. They actually memorize the patterns, which is how they tell each other apart. But like I said, baby giraffe. Very, very cute. But as we move forward, I see some wildebeest up ahead. Hello, Springbok. Goodbye, Springbok. I love you. You're my favorite.
Is
Don't
it?
tell me they're animals.
Oh, he is that.
Again, they look like s'mores. You literally could not ask for a better animal. Oh, and that giraffe in the distance is running. They're on a mission. But like I said, we are coming up on some more wildebeests. There are some over there as well. You'll notice they have a striped pattern on the sides of them. Those are actually sweat stains. It's not part of their original coat. So just like you and I sweat a lot in the heat, we show it. That's how they show theirs. And wildebeest tend to travel in groups of up to 1.5 million. And they can also travel up to 1,000 miles every year. And they also, you may hear someone refer to them as noo-noos. They can create like a noo-noo sound when communicating. So if you hear a noo-noo in a conversation, they're just talking about a wildebeest. But the term wildebeest is actually Afrikaans for wild beast. I also see some Herman's mountain zebras hiding behind those little bushes coming up. Now, because they're hiding, it's kind of hard to see. However, they are the only species of zebra to not have their stripes go all the way around, so they do have an entirely white underbelly. But you also can't really see their noses, but their noses are black, meaning they are primarily black with white stripes, despite that white underbelly. So if you're ever out in the wild and you see a zebra with a pink nose, they are primarily white with black stripes. And you'll notice in the trees over there are some massive horns. Those are some Antoli cattle, also known as the Watusi cattle, after the tribe that they were first discovered by. But those horns, from base to tip, get up to lengths of about 6 feet or 6 feet across from tip to tip, depending on the curvature pattern of the horn. So there's also some more giraffes over here on your left. But those horns, from like their thickness, they're actually hollow. They have a honeycomb structure on the inside of them, and that allows the blood to flow through properly, making sure they are good and regulated to start their day. Also, that giraffe, very adorable. But we have a lot of other fun things to see, so like I said earlier, let's continue forward. So there is an African elephant, all the way over there on your right hand side. Notice it's kind of flapping its ears. Elephants flap their ears when they want to stay cool. They can actually drop their body temperature about 15 degrees when doing so, which is another thing that I'm kind of jealous of. Wish I could do that. there's some mandrill monkeys over on your left. Now, Rafiki from The Lion King is a mandrill monkey. He is a familiar face. They are the largest species of monkey. They're very shy and very territorial at the same time, which doesn't really make sense. But when they see their friends, they like to flash a nice big smile, just like you and I do. I smiled at them the other day, and they completely ignored me. So we have beef. They just don't know it yet. But elephants, going back to them, typically large pools of water like this are signs of elephants out in the wild. Unfortunately, elephants are endangered due to poaching, just like the rhinos. Some people believe the more ivory they can get from the tusks at one time, the greater the value. Also, due to extreme mining, they are constantly traveling due to habitat loss, to the point where they started to end up in the farmers' fields in Africa. And the farmers understandably said, "Hi elephants, I don't want you in my fields, please go elsewhere." And so we conducted a theory here with the Disney Conservation team. We conducted, tested, and confirmed the theory that elephants run from bees, which is shocking considering the size difference, but also I too run from bees, so I understand. But we sent that information over to the farmers in Africa, and they started to plant beehives throughout their areas, and that not only kept the elephants out of their crops and fields, but in one somewhat of a general area that they can then repopulate and rebuild their environment. And the best part is the bees obviously produce honey, so that the honey can be taken to the local villages. They can sell it, make money that way, so they're not relying on the elephants or the rhinos for that matter, and they can help cut down those poaching numbers. It is a win-win, and we started that right here on Disney property, which is my favorite part of that story. But we are now entering sunburned clayfish, which is another sign of elephants. The clay has a lot of vitamins and minerals in it, so a lot of times they'll eat it. They'll pick it off with their tusks, which you can see over here, and then from there eat it with their tongues. It's like their version of an afternoon snack. But that being said, hopefully we'll get to see some more coming up. Now that elephant that we did see back there, we can assume he's male. Once they reach age around 14 or 15 is when they reach their full maturity. So they're going to break away from their family to start their new family. So if you see a lot of elephants out in the wild that are roughly the same size, you can assume they're female, because the females like to stick to each other. And then obviously various ages and sizes, you can just assume it's a family. And then just like elephants like to flap their ears to stay cool, they also like to perform what's called a dust bath, in which they will take sand, mud, dirt, things like that, throw it onto their backs, and then once that mud dries, it not only cools them down, but they use it as a natural sunblock. It is a 2-for-1 special. We're also passing some more Baobab trees on either side. It looks like a lot of animals were thirsty over here today. There's a lot of holes in that one. It is also scientifically proven that elephants, when they look at humans, have the same chemical reaction in their body that humans get when they look at puppies. So elephants think that we are adorable, and I'm obsessed with that. But we have reached flamingo territory. Now these are the greater flamingos. They have no greater value than the lesser flamingos. It's just the name. They are a bigger species, the lesser flamingos being a little bit smaller. Same goes for the greater kudu. But the flamingos, when they hatch, they're actually not pink. They're very tiny, gray, and fluffy. It's very adorable. And then as they're growing, they eat a lot of brine shrimp, and that has a lot of beta-carotene in it, and that's what helps develop that pink color over time. And if you look at the island in the middle, you might recognize a familiar shape. But as we all know, flamingos like to stand on one leg. Nobody knows what to do that. Scientists just trying to figure that out. I like to say they're doing yoga. You cannot look at that and tell me that's not the tree pose. I'm just throwing that out there. But technically that information is up for debate. But as we head farther into the east side of the Savannah, just like elephants like to perform at dust bath, rhinos like to perform what's called wallowing, to which they will literally lay down in the mud and roll around. It is as simple as that. But just as effective because, like I said, once that mud dries, it's a natural sunblock. But as we come around, we're going to get a really, really great view. Arguably the best view of the entire safari ride, in my opinion. I don't think you are ready for it. It's going to be on your left. In about 3, 2, 1. It is that giant mud puddle on the left. That is a 10 out of 10, like star review, would recommend for wallowing.
So majestic.
Excellent mud puddle. There are some cheetahs laying in those trees back there. Now here's the thing about cheetahs. Cheetahs can run from 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds. I cannot stand up in 3 seconds, and so by the time that I am on my feet, the cheetahs have already crossed an entire football field. And they also use their tail to help them steer, just like the runner would be on a boat. And their claws are now retractable, and that allows them to get a better grip on the ground as they run. As well as they have a teardrop shape under either eye that helps deflect the sun so they can see. It's kind of like building sunglasses to an extent. But there are another cheetah. There is another cheetah, excuse me, over there. So maybe 2 of them, 1 or 2. On the other side of those trees. Cheetahs are known as what's called diurnal, which means they're going to do all of their hunting during the day and then they're going to sleep at night just like you and I do. They are the only big cats to do so. Other big cats are nocturnal, meaning that they hunt during the night and they sleep during the day. So contrary to popular musical belief, the lions do not sleep at night. But they are typically found around large copy rocks, such as these rocks here, and I do see that male lion up on the rocks. For my Lion King fans, Pride Rock is a copy rock.
See it?
Yep.
But you can see he is just waking up from a nap. Now typically they sleep roughly between 16 to 20 hours every day, and then that 48-hour grace period overnight is when they do their hunting. It's actually the females that do the hunting, while the males stay back and watch over the land as well as the children. And that mane can get up to about 40 pounds, which like, I don't like getting my hair cut. About 40 pounds is a little too much for me personally. But if you ever see them out here during the day, they're either catching some sun, napping, or looking around the land for potential prey that they can go after once the night falls. Well, once that night does fall, the females, like I said, they go out and do the hunting while the males stay back and watch over the land as well as the children. But you can see a Baobab over here on your right-hand side. I'm sorry, they're roaring. Listen to that.
Whoa. So glad I got that.
Are you good, sir? Are you okay?
So I'm curious, there's the predator there and then there's a prey over here. How do you guys maintain that?
So this front section is about like 10-ish feet from that section, so they can't make the jump across.
Okay.
So they are maintained.
Alright then.
For safety reasons.
Of course.
But going back to that Baobab over there, at one point in time, there's only 17 of them left on the planet. The farmers noticed the small numbers, gathered them together in their fields. Baobab cannot jump, and so they couldn't escape. They had no choice but to repopulate, and now they are thriving. But another fun fact, there's also 2 more female lions up there as well. But that male lion, are you guys fans of the live-action Lion King?
Yes.
The male, Simba in that movie is a direct body scan of that male lion. So you're technically looking at the live-action Simba.
Awesome.
Which I think is a cool fun fact.
Awesome. Alright, so I'm seeing some burrows coming up on the left, which are signs of warthogs. Typically, warthogs are there's Pumbaa for you.
Very territorial. They tend to steal the burrows from other animals, to which they then back in and help protect it with their tusks.
Oh, it's sleeping back
There
there.
are a few of them. I think they're on the other side of that wall. They're napping. You can just like kind of see their tusks. But they, famous friend, Pumbaa from the Lion King. Famous friend, also a warthog. Very silly character. Which makes sense because Pumbaa in Swahili means foolish, but in reality they are actually very, very intelligent animals. But I also heard some excitement about the ostriches, which we are going to get to see over here as we come around. There's also some ostrich eggs down on your right-hand side.
Oh, wow.
Now, the ostrich eggs are the largest, fastest, not the eggs, excuse me, ostriches in general, largest, fastest land bird. I say that because the fastest bird as well as the fastest animal in general is the peregrine falcon. They actually fall faster than gravity. But fastest land bird, ostriches take the cake. Out of those ostrich eggs, typically in a group of females, the alpha ostrich is going to lay her eggs first. And then, out of general safety as well as respect to the other females, will lay the eggs in the surrounding area. And then those eggs are so strong that the average human like you and I can sit / stand on them and they're not going to break. Which is mind-boggling to me. But as we come forward, our time in the savannah is coming to an end. And we are going to head into the Magadi Glen. And the Magadi Glen is going to be home to the warden and her post. And if you take note of that yellow box that's hanging in her yard, that's a beehive like I mentioned earlier. Like I said, she has that here to keep the elephants out of her crops and fields. You may also notice the Nigerian dwarf goats. They are domesticated, they live here with the warden. They produce a very sweet milk as well as cheese. They're also very, very cute. And so just like the honey from the bees, the warden can take that cheese and milk to the local village. And just like the farmers in Africa, she's going to sell it in the village, make money that way so she's not relying on the wildlife. She's going to help cut down those poaching numbers. The wildlife can thrive and live their best life. Everybody wins. And again, we started that right here on this property, which is my favorite part. But unfortunately, friends, we have reached the finale of our journey. which means that we have to park, which is my least favorite part of the ride today. I want to thank you all for joining me again today for the safari. My name is Curtis. If you had a great time, I sure did. If you didn't for any reason, my name is Tom. But for my first time riders, did you have fun? How was it?
It was great.
Perfect. All right, love to hear it. Do I have any Wilderness Explorers on board today? No. Okay, so Wilderness Explorers, if you are interested in starting that journey, there's a tent in the village on the right-hand side by the front of the line. Head over there. They'll get you set up with absolutely everything you need to know. Parents, it's a free activity. You'll just go around the different areas of the park to collect your patches, just like Russell does in the movie Up. And then our truck is called the Simba 1, SIMBA 1. So when you go to collect your patch, they're going to ask, so remember that information, Simba 1. And then I know Gorilla Falls has a patch as well over here in Africa. So if you are interested in checking that out, if you haven't yet, they are a walk-through attraction with a bunch of other animals to see. Like gorillas, meerkats, hippos, they have a bird section, they have a reptile section, or zebras and okapis. They also have new baby ducks that were just born. I did get to see them the other day. They're very cute. But now will be a great time to check your rows. Make sure you have all of your belongings, your cameras, hats, cell phones, wallets, children, etc. The most important part. But we are just going to pull up here once this truck is through. And then here in Harambe, friends, we don't like to say goodbye because it's sad, and I'm not a sad person, so I'm not going to say it for you. We like to say Kwanharini instead, which means to go well, travel well, with the hopes that we meet again in the future. And so, my friends, with that being said, I want to wish you the biggest of Kwanharinis, and I hope you have a great rest of your day here in Disney's Animal Kingdom.
That was it for our ride. Now we're gonna go to Gorilla Falls. I gotta say that was probably the funnest thing of the day for me so far. I still enjoyed being on the roller coaster earlier, but just due to the fact that I'm an animal lover, I really enjoyed that safari park. Really wish it was a lot bigger and a lot longer. But yeah, I enjoyed it. So now we're gonna Gorilla Falls, check out the ape species. So yeah. Okay. Ooh. Let's see what we got over here. Orangutan? Probably not. I don't see anything here yet. Yeah, it's been a really great adventure. It's one of those adventures where you just don't want it to end. Well, it's not an orangutan. It's definitely something else though. Ooh. See that? Okay, gotta go. Oh, never mind. Closer look. Let's see. Oh, it's another okapi. Yeah.
That's why I'm not leaving. There's a van here.
Oh, there's another look at the okapi. This one's another one. They have one where you can see it on the safari ride. Ooh. Okay. Oh wow. Here's an okapi and a giraffe comparison. Alright, let's go. More gorilla stuff. Not sure what's in there. Definitely some birds over here. Oh!
About 30 minutes. Oh, yeah. Like Snow White. Come to me, birdies. Oh, whistling. I can't.
Wow. Fishes down over there. Yep. We got some fishes down over there. Oh, more fishes right here. Don't drop in there, phone. Oh, is there an aquarium spot? All the fishes. Wow. Oh, there's a gator. No, it's a crocodile. Wow, I don't know what this is, but saber-tooth?
What's that?
I think maybe it's a saber-tooth. Close over here. Over here. Wow. Okay. Just saw some zebras on the safari ride earlier. Now we get to see more zebras again. More zebras. Well, some up close right there. I don't know if you could tell, but those two are they're striped. Actually, no. Actually, well, the one over here, the stripe is a little different. Actually, no. These are the two same species of zebras. Wow. Okay. A really small creature right there. But so down.
Oh, there is.
The creature right there.
Rabbit.
I think it's more. Oh, maybe it is a rabbit. I don't know. It is. Maybe a feline. Oh, it is a rabbit. Different kind of rabbit. It's not a usual rabbit. Okay. Oh, there's a gorilla up there. Yeah, that rabbit's it's not a usual rabbit. It's very different. What's different?
A hare?
Oh yeah, probably is.
Toys or food or something in them, and they have to
You're okay. Sorry.
Yesterday there were big black fins. Sheep day is my favorite day because KJ and Zawadi are both.
So we basically have done everything we wanted to do for the day already.
I'm tired.
Yeah, we're pretty tired. We got up at 6:30 this morning, and we got here at 8 because we had to get ready before that. So now we're getting hungry. We're gonna go eat, and then we're gonna go home.
I mean, back to the hotel.
Oh, you know what I mean. So, yep, what is it? Yesterday, we're planning to stay pretty late. We're planning to stay late at Magic Kingdom and watch the fireworks. But then we didn't, just because it was raining, and we did everything we wanted to do already. We're morning people, so we like coming when there's no traffic. But yeah, yep, that's that. So we're gonna go get some food now. We try pala here no more. Okay. All right. We'll show you guys the food we eat later. We're gonna get sushi tonight for dinner. So hopefully it's really good.